Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the first Q&A of 2023. Oh yeah, we are at 2023 already. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sticking around. For those of you who have stuck around for days, weeks, months, or years, thank you very much. It was a hell of a year, 2022. And this 2023 looks like it's going to be also one heck of a year. It already started pretty positive for me. So I'm going through some really positive personal stuff. And well, I'm pretty sure most of you noticed the video that I uploaded last week, exactly 1 week ago. Well, it kind of went viral for no reason. Well, there are reasons, but we can only speculate with YouTube. I mean, YouTube never sends you a message saying, hey, this video is doing really well because this, and that. I mean, it tells you, technically speaking. It tells you like, oh, it's doing well because more people are watching it, because people are clicking on it, because, yeah, come on. But why? Why are people watching it? Why are people clicking on it? Why? Why did this video go viral? But anyway, that was awesome. So freaking awesome, some of my videos from last year are also doing really well. To be completely surprised, to be completely honest, I'm very, very surprised to see that the Utah Waterumono video got like 16,000 views. I was hoping for that video to fail miserably. I was like, man, visual novel with anime girls and cute anime girls and whatever, and strategy RPG. I don't really have an audience for that, I was like, man, this video is gonna get like 10,000 views and that's it. Well, there was a lot of interest, and probably because I really talked about that trilogy, really well, because it is a fantastic trilogy of video games. And there's one that recently came out a few months ago called Monochrome Mobius, which is a prequel to Mask of Deception and Truth and whatever. I don't know much about it. It only came out for PC. PS4 version stayed in Japan for I have no idea why. Everything nowadays gets released, right? Not everything, but the majority of JRPGs get released for consoles. If a game is released on the PS4 and Switch in Japan, we get both versions, even if they're just digital. But with this game in particular, we didn't get it. Only the PC version. What's up with that? Who localized this game? NIS America? NIS America probably, right? NIS America localized the last one. But anyway, I was surprised to see that video. Some of its views were from the mature video. I want to talk about that video today because it went viral. And I'm very surprised it did. Because you guys may not know this, but it is extremely rare and almost impossible for one of my videos to go viral. I mean, it's no longer viral, it's starting to decrease. The views are, the momentum, it's losing momentum. As my buddy Travis said in the Discord, it's losing momentum already. Pretty much lost all its momentum. Okay, but it still got like 230 something thousand views in 1 week. Holy fucking shit, man! I mean, can you guys even begin to understand what that means? Most of my videos, they get like what nowadays? Like top 10. Let's stick to the top 10s. Forget about the reviews and the vlogs and whatever. No, let's stick with top 10s. My average top 10 gets like between 15 and maybe 30,000 views in their first week. And the majority of them get stuck in like 20-something thousand views or 30-something thousand views, and they just die off. They just die off and really slowly keep getting views, right? And there are others, which are more successful. I remember this one, both videos that I did on 10 JRPGs that aged really well. I'm pretty sure most of you watched those two videos, right? They didn't go viral, but they did pretty well. But it took them like almost a month. At the very least, 2 or 3 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks to get over 100,000 views. Okay, so that's me. That's Erick Landon RPG, the YouTube channel since its inception. With the exception of the first videos that I did almost 9 years ago. You guys remember those, the slideshow videos, the ones with the top 10 PSP JRPGs video, no commentary, and the one for the Nintendo DS. Those two also went viral back then, and really viral, especially the PSP one. Like, nowadays it has like 780 something thousand views, and that's fucking crazy, man. But it's been there for almost 9 years. And then I upload this mature JRPGs video, and all of a sudden, boom, it explodes. And that's never happened to me before. Well, that hasn't happened to me in almost 9 years. So you get what I'm talking about? It's just crazy. So yeah, it's been already it's been a great year for me, for my channel so far, all thanks to that specific video. Because I've only done 2 videos so far in January, and one of them was that, that went viral. The other one was a re-upload. I want to talk about that video in a bit. So, yeah, it's just crazy. And I'm happy. But, they're just, really... I mean, we can only speculate as to why a video like that went viral. I think the main reason is because a lot of people are freaking pervs and were expecting to see something else within that video. It's always been the ESRB, the classification systems, rating systems, in everything, movies, music, series, TV shows, video games, it's that the C symbol, for example, in Mexico, the C, a movie that is based a C or mature in the US or in English speaking countries, it always makes you think, oh, this is for 18, this is for adults only, right? So I think the video went viral because a lot of people were expecting to see something that just wasn't there. I don't know if that disappointed them or if they clicked on the video for that and then they just watched the video and enjoyed it. Probably, I don't know, man. I'm just very confused because this is something that's very rarely happened to me, and I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do. Usually when one of my videos goes like that, like gets a lot of views, not that kind of views, gets a lot of views, I know what to do. I'm like, okay, so next I need to upload a video that doesn't create any competition whatsoever for it, but also a video that doesn't fail miserably, because if you upload a video that fails miserably, this is important for you guys who want to start your own YouTube channel and once you start making money and having these logistics to consider. This is some kind of advice. This is what I do. When one of my videos goes kind of mainstream, it starts getting, dozens of thousands of views, not hundreds of thousands like this one did, but a lot of views, right? It's not a really good idea unless you're a big YouTuber. That's okay. You can just make a video about you farting and it's going to succeed no matter what. When you're famous, and that's it. No matter what you do, it's gonna get views. But when you're not famous, like me, when you're not a big channel, you can't just have 2 big videos competing against each other unless they're like a week or 2 weeks apart. That's fine. This is how the freaking algorithm in this freaking website works. Don't ask me why. But because I've seen it happen, I've seen it happen through my entire career, that if I upload a video that gets like 50,000 views or 40,000 views in like a week or 2, and I upload a video that's just as successful, they start competing against each other and they take each other's views, and it's a bad idea, man. You don't want that. But you also don't want to upload. You also don't want your next video to be a failure. If you upload a very successful video and then your next video is a failure, like 3 days later, it fails miserably. What the algorithm does is think that, okay, you lost your momentum. it's not worth your channel is not worth recommending anymore to advertisers. Can you fucking believe that? That's how it works nowadays. But this is the first time this has happened to me, you know. You know, a video going this viral, you know, it's starting to lose momentum, but still has a lot of views, and I'm impressed. So that's a hell of a start for 2023 for me personally. And god damn it, thank you guys if you watched that video and you enjoyed that video and recommended that video to your friends. Thank you very much. You know, the video is a huge fucking success, and it's partially thanks to you. I say partially because, you know, no matter how good my videos might be, YouTube always finds a reason to stop recommending them after a while. I don't know why. Maybe because, you know, it's just speculation, but yeah. Let's just leave it at that, you know. Top 10 mature rated JRPGs, huge success video, a hell of a start for 2023. Now, back to your goddamn questions, your first motherfucking goddamn questions of 2023. 2023. What the fuck? This is supposed to happen in Sunday? Thank you for asking that. I will explain why it didn't happen on Sunday. First and foremost, it's because I don't know, I have no idea what to do with my channel right now because of this video. I mean, it's a positive thing, don't take me wrong, but I fear you guys don't know that January usually sucks bananas. It sucks fucking balls in terms of revenue. Ask any YouTuber out there, well, maybe except the big ones. You know, ask your favorite YouTubers, I don't know, that don't have a lot of subscribers. And they'll tell you the same. Revenue in January is just bad. It's pretty bad. And it's not the only business, you know. Several businesses worldwide suffer, you know, through this month like crazy. And revenue just drops massively. Alright, so it's always a video, it's always a month for me where I'm like, you know, I can't just drop the best of my videos this month because I want to make the most money out of them. So I always wait until February. So, but I always kind of do need to have at least one or two good videos, strong videos, successful videos, you know, so the month doesn't drop even more. I don't want January to be, you know, like bottom of the barrel in terms of views and revenue. And like I told you before, you know, the algorithm pays attention to that, YouTube pays attention to that, and it just gives you the middle finger like this if you start uploading unsuccessful videos in a month. So that's why, this is the reason why I barely uploaded anything this month, you know. That video was so successful that I just didn't know what to do. So I said, what am I gonna do for Friday? And I had no idea, and I spent almost the entire week thinking, oh, maybe this video, no, this, I'd rather wait until February. Or this other video, nah, it's not gonna get a lot of views. Or this video, you know, no, I just did another top 10, you know, it's just, yeah, those fucking logistics, that's what got me thinking. And plus, I'm going through something personal in my life. It's a surprise, I don't wanna say anything yet until it's a fact. But, what I want to do is, what I'm going through is something very positive, and it's keeping me very, very busy. And to be completely honest, I just didn't have enough. I didn't have enough time, and I didn't have enough brains to come up with a new video for today, and wait until Sunday for the goddamn Q&A. I know I said that, you know, some of you are here on every Q&A stream, and You know that they usually happen on Sundays, right? Not on a freaking Friday at 5 p.m. Central Time, never. But I wanted this to be a surprise too, kind of like out of nowhere, out of the blue. You know, it was like, man, no one is expecting this, no one at all. So, yeah. So, It just happened. I was like, man, I had no time. It was last night. I was like, man, what the hell am I gonna do for? I have no time anymore to make a video. I'm not gonna work all freaking night to make a video. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a Q&A. And the other reason is because I just wasn't going to be available this Sunday. This Sunday is gonna be a little bit tricky for me, and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it So I decided to make the Q&A today. Anyway, so that's the reason. Long ass answer. I know I could have given you the explanation in a nutshell, but I didn't. You know me, I'm a writer, I'm an author, so I over-explain things for no fucking reason. Well, I see a lot of people, if you have any questions, I see some questions about this game, about Tactics Ogre Reborn, and man, I don't want to give away anything. I don't want to say anything about this game because I am planning on making a review video, and you are going to have to wait for that. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not even gonna say if I'm enjoying it or not, if I'm still playing it, if I rage quit, if I finished it, if I loved it, if I hated it. No, because I know this is an important game for some of you, and it's a meme, this game, because ever since many years ago, I've always said that this is the original versions, not this one. This is the remaster of those versions. But the original versions are, well, games that I just couldn't get into. I mean, the same reason why I can't get into Final Fantasy Tactics. You know, you guys, some of you know it already. You know me as the guy who doesn't like Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre. I respect them, highly influential games, but I'm not a fan. And the question is, can Erick finally get into Tactics Ogre and maybe in the future Final Fantasy Tactics with this, thanks to this remaster? Well, that question will be answered next week. Probably. Thank you, Natural X. So that's what I'm playing right now, and that's all I'm gonna say. And the one that I finished was like a week, 2 weeks ago, was this. And I have already recommended this game twice. It's there in the mature rated JRPGs video. It was on my cheap JRPGs I recommend part 3. So you already know that I'm, I think, highly positive about this game. This is a strongly recommended game, everybody. It's not for everybody, I know. It's not a JRPG about cute anime-style characters on their 17 years old saving the world and fighting God. It's not about that, okay? It's completely different, an adult story, and I don't even know why this is an RPG at all. But thank you, Sega, for making an RPG out of a turn-based RPG out of your Yakuza series. This is also known as Yakuza 7. And if you're wondering if you need to play other Yakuza games to get into this one, no, you don't. Some characters from the previous games appear in this one, but they're also like, they just make cameos, or you fight them, or they help you in here and there, and that's all I'm gonna say. You know, they aren't actually that important for the story. So you're safe to start with this one. It's okay. It has its own characters and own plot and own setting and all conflicts and whatnot. So yeah, this is a strongly recommended game, guys. You know, and for those of you who were recommending this to me over and over again for years, thank you. You guys were right. This is an awesome game. It's no masterpiece though. It does have a couple of things that unfortunately kinda hinder the progress, and I want to talk about one of those things today. I'm gonna leave the game here because I want to make a video for my second channel for that. And I'm not gonna make a review. I'll probably wait for one of those top 5 RPGs I need to talk about, and then I'll put it there, because I don't know, it's been what, like 2 or 3 years since this game came out. It just doesn't make any sense anymore to make a full review video just for this one. And I don't know, I kind of don't want to, because I have other games I want to make full reviews of pretty soon. So yeah. Anyway, no cute. Well, it does have fan service, you know. Some of the ladies here, ooh, 2 of the main female characters, you know, are pretty good looking, you know, but they're all Asian looking. They're not anime styled. You know, they're Asian looking, and well, they're pretty hot. So yeah, don't ditch this game just because it doesn't have cute anime girls. Carlos Gustavo, thank you very much. Your Q&A are always welcome regardless of the day. This is for your Kawama. Thanks a bunch, man. I saw a question about Fire Emblem Engage. I have no idea if it's going to suck or not. To be completely honest, and I've said this before in several videos, I thought Fire Emblem Three Houses was gonna suck. and it didn't. It surpassed my expectations, it surprised me, and I loved it. So who knows, maybe Fire Emblem Engage just looks like something that I won't enjoy, but at the end of the day, I will. However, you know, it's Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't give me review codes, so I'm not gonna make a review of the game. In fact, I don't think I'll be able to talk about it until much later. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for the price to drop considerably so I can get a used copy of it and then play it and then give you my opinion. But yeah. So what game do you recommend for 3DS that aren't Fire Emblem, Shin Megami Tensei, or Etrian Odyssey? Well, there's a lot of them. You can watch my videos. Top 50 best 3DS JRPGs, top 10s that I did. They got pretty popular. The top 50 did pretty well for a top 50. And the best 3DS JRPGs, I did 2 videos, one with no ports and remakes, and another one with ports and remakes. And there's a lot of games that are not those 3 series. I think one of the best that is not SMT, Fire Emblem, or Etrian Odyssey. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I know the series, but you probably already know I'm not a fan of the series. So the one that I would recommend is definitely Radiant Historia. I mean, it's the best, one of the best. It is the best 3DS JRPG in my opinion. Up there with Devil Survivor, Overclocked. So yeah, that would be my pick. Radiant Historia. You can't go wrong with Project Cross Zone 1 and 2. They're kind of expensive nowadays. I think I've seen them go for like $80 already. They're going up in price. But you know, you can always hack your 3DS and download the freaking ROMs. Or CS. I don't even know what the format is called anymore. But yeah, I mean, those games. There's Ever Oasis. It's by the original creator of Secret of Mana. Ever Oasis, that's a really good game. Those are my recommendations. Are you going to buy Record of Agarest War for the Switch? Not really. You know, I already have it on the PS3 and I'm fine with that version. I never finished it because it's such a freaking ginormous grind fest. And I just got tired of all the grinding, to be honest. I made it pretty far. I made it to the 4th generation. I think it was the 4th, because it's 5 generations. It's a freaking long-ass game, man. And every generation is like 10 to 15 hours long. So I made it all the way to the 4th generation, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, man, it's just hours and hours of grinding, of leveling up, and I just wasn't in the mood, so I abandoned the game. So if I get Agarest on the Switch, it's probably gonna be until it's $10 digital or $20 physical. It's getting a physical release. I don't know if it's getting a physical release, but the answer is no. I just whatever. I'm not gonna buy it unless the company who's publishing the game is an Idea Factory publishing the game. If they want to send a review code, then I'll welcome it. Has your personal top 3 changed recently? My top 3 what? Thoughts on Disgaea 7? Oh, it's been announced already. You know what? I think it was too soon. I think it's too soon. Usually Disgaea games get released like between 2, 3 years, 4 years. You know, I think it's too soon. I mean, didn't we get 6 like one last year? And they already announced Disgaea 7. That's kind of weird. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not the biggest Disgaea fan, so I'm not really looking that forward to it. But these games are published by NIS America, so I'll probably ask them for a review code, and if they send one, I'll give it a try. If you were the president of Square Enix, what would you do? Shoot myself. Man, don't ask questions about Square Enix. Sometimes I think I get shadow banned just because I speak poorly of them. What I will do is I will return Final Fantasy. In all seriousness, I will return Final Fantasy to turn-based, and I will fire Tetsuya Nomura. I will say to the guy, hey, you're back to being an artist, because that's what you're really good at, but as a writer, I mean, you kind of suck. As a director, you kind of suck. Or I would just put Tetsuya Nomura in Kingdom Hearts. That's his IP, pretty much. Yeah, that's Nomura's IP. So I would just say, you know what? Just stick to Kingdom Hearts, and that's it. and I will just return Final Fantasy to turn-based. I will continue making Dragon Quest turn-based. I will hire Tri-Ace again to make Valkyrie Profile 3 and get rid of Elysium. I will make a lot of changes, you know. Things that Square Enix is already doing right, and as much as I criticize them, as much as I love criticizing them, you know, I gotta give it to them. They are supporting a lot of strategy RPGs, you know, they released a bunch of them last year, a bunch of remasters and a bunch of new ones, you know, so strategy RPGs are slowly making a comeback thanks to Square Enix mainly, so that's awesome, right? So yeah, but I will change a lot of things from Square Enix, starting with that. I will also, you know, let go of all the politicized bullshit they've been doing recently. Like, come on. Can't these fucking companies see that it's only creating an even bigger rift between people? I mean, god damn it, man. It's like they want people to be pissed off and attacking each other and hating each other on the internet. It's just ridiculous, come on. Netflix, you know, movies, Hollywood, Square Enix, you know, people, they need to stop this crap, man. Anyway, you ever thought of making a top 10 science fiction JRPGs video? Yeah, that's been a request for a while, but I don't think I will, because it's just gonna be full of Star Ocean and Xenosaga and Xenoblade. You know, I will have to make a video without big franchises, maybe hidden gems, that would be a good idea. Science fiction hidden gems, maybe. So then, no Star Ocean, no Xenoblade. I mean, I have no problem making a video with those games, but I've talked about them way too many times already. And the list is gonna be predictable. I mean, you already know Star Ocean 5 is gonna be the first place, right? Masterpiece. But yeah, Xenosaga, Xenoblade, I mean, the usual suspects are gonna be there. So maybe a hidden gem science fiction JRPGs video to talk about the ones that are science fiction recommended and kind of overlooked. Do you experience JRPG burnout? A little bit. I made a video about that a long time ago, how to deal with RPG burnout in case you are experiencing burnout from JRPGs or RPGs in general. I recommend that video. It's called that, you know, how to avoid RPG burnout, how to deal with it. I've never truly experienced it, like, I've never seen the day yet where I'm like, you know what, I just don't want to play RPGs anymore. I'm so fucking exhausted, I'm tired. Fuck this, I'm playing something else for like an entire month or an entire year. That's never happened to me. But I do experience every now and then the usual like, man, I need to play something else next. I just played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 JRPGs in a row. And I need to play something else for at least a few days. That happens to me kind of often, so it's okay. But a real burnout, I've never experienced it in my 20-something years that I've been playing the genre. Well, I've been playing them since I was 12. But back then it was just barely... I was barely active in the RPG community. Back then I didn't even know what an RPG was. Did it annoy you in Trails of Cold Steel when dialogues are only voice acted halfway? Oh yeah, I remember, you know, that sometimes only Rin was talking, the voice actor, and then the others were like no dubbing there. Yes, it was kind of annoying. A little bit. Kemco, what about Kemco? Oh, I missed it. Why have you stopped streaming games on YouTube? Finally, someone asks that. Maybe somebody else did before and I missed the question, sorry about that. But I've been expecting that question for a long time. I was like, man, one of these days someone is going to ask me that on the Q&As. What happened? What the hell happened? Why did you stop? Okay, so several reasons. The first reason is because the house where I'm currently living, I mean, I have pretty noisy and annoying neighbors. And the thing is that when I stream my games, I don't know if you've noticed, but I try to keep the music of the video game that I'm streaming a little bit lower than usual. So my voice can be, you know, can be heard more clearly. I hope that I explained that properly and correctly. And these neighbors, I fucking hate them, man. So I only get to do the Q&As. I can do these Q&A streams even if they're making noise, because I can put music in the background, right? But sometimes when I'm streaming games, I just can't. And sometimes there's a scene where the characters are talking and there's no music, right? And the game goes kind of silent, and you guys can hear the noises. This is something that's been going on since the beginning. In fact, if you go to my second channel right now, I'm starting to re-upload my really old Let's Play, my old live streams in there. And you can clearly see from those very first videos that I was bitching about the noise in another house. I also had other annoying neighbors in a previous house where I lived. So that's one reason. The second reason is precisely, somebody was asking a few minutes ago about if I have ever experienced JRPG burnout. The answer was no. I've never experienced a real burnout. But what I did experience was a Let's Play burnout. I don't know, I think I know you. I kind of recognize your username, and you've been here for a while. And you probably come back. You probably come from that era when I was streaming like 4 times a week, 4 times every week for years, non-stop, right? So yeah, I got some burned out. So, streaming is not my best forte, to be completely honest. It's not my favorite thing to do as a content creator. I enjoy making videos or these Q&A live streams way more. So I enjoy streaming, but I'm not really a streamer per se. 'Cause I know there's a lot of people who are streamers nowadays. They stream every day. Holy crap, man! Every day for hours and hours and hours, and they love it. Not me. I kind of want to stream a video game every once in a while, but just not every day. So during all that period of my life, 2019, 20, and 21, I think I was streaming like 4 days a week, 2 hours each session, and the majority of them were new JRPGs. I wasn't finishing them. I was just streaming the first 2 hours, so I just got a burnout from that. And the day arrived when I was playing Tales of Berseria. Some of you were there, were attending that live stream. I was finishing the game. I think I did like 13 or 14 of them on Tales of Berseria. And it just got to the point where I was like completely burned out. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. I was so freaking tired of streaming video games in general. So I decided to take a break. I was gonna make a video. I was gonna make an update video, but other videos got in the way, and eventually I didn't know I was going to take this long to come back to streaming. I haven't even come back. And I went back with Star Ocean, The Divine Force, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, because those were big games that I kind of thought were a good idea to stream. But in reality, I just got so burned out, and I said to myself, I'm just gonna wait for a few months, and that's it. And I don't know how much has it been since the last one, several months already. I'm planning to come back soon, but I don't think I'll ever. I know, I'm sorry guys, but I don't think I'll ever go back to the 4 days a week formula. It's just, first and foremost, it's just exhausting for me. Like I said before, I just don't really enjoy that much streaming games. And the second reason is because making this on my main channel affects the algorithm. Because these streams don't get a lot of views. They get like 1,000-2,000 views. Or 3,000 views if there's a lot of interest in the game that I'm streaming. And that's just terrible for a guy whose views are around 20,000 views per video. So it shouldn't be that way, but that's YouTube for you. But the main reason is because I just don't enjoy streaming games as much as I did before. I'll be back, don't worry. I'll be back soon, but yeah, the 4 times a week formula, that's pretty much over. Probably forever. Unless my channel gets demonetized. or videos are no longer profitable. I don't know. Any plans on doing more JRPG reviews like the Legend of Hero series, the Xeno series, Fuga Melodies of Steel? You mean reviews like the we need to talk about this game or that game? Yes, I would continue to make that series. It's not gonna be that often because those videos are not my forte. The majority of my viewers just want the top 10s. That's okay, I love doing them. And I don't know why review videos get paid so poorly to me. I don't know about other YouTubers, but I make way more money from the top 10s than from the reviews. Don't ask me why, I have no idea, man. I've looked into this for years. I have no idea why. It's just the way it is. I make more money out of the top 10s, and they get more views than the reviews. But I love doing reviews, because they are... Well, they are unscripted. All of those reviews that we need to talk about this or that, they are unscripted. I don't write a script and read from it. I rehearse them. I'm kind of like walk around in circles saying, oh, I'm gonna start a review saying that this game is like this, and I just recently played this, and then this game plays like this, and the gameplay and the graphics and the music, I rehearse them, but that's it. So, in a sense, I enjoy doing them because there's less work. I don't have to sit down and really think and choose my words carefully to write the review, right? Maybe that's a reason I don't make a lot of money out of the reviews. I don't think so. But anyway, the answer is yes. I will continue making reviews, just not as often as top 10s, for example. What's my favorite JRPG? That'll be Chrono Cross. I'm seeing a lot of new people, probably people who came... subscribed recently thanks to the mature rated JRPGs video. Welcome everybody to a politically incorrect channel, Shadow Band. I'm always bitching about that. Never mind. This is the first time I've seen you do a Q&A video that wasn't a Sunday. Yeah, it's because, in a nutshell, it's because I don't think I'll be able to do it this Sunday in 2 days from now. And also because I just didn't do a video today, and I don't want to leave my channel completely blank. So yeah. Any video game stores in Mexico that you recommend? I'm tired of Mercado Libre. Oh man, I got tired of Mercado Libre a long time ago. I usually buy, if I'm gonna buy games online, I usually use Amazon. But yeah, I feel you, man. Mercado Libre is just fucking trash nowadays. Unfortunately, can't recommend a single store to you because first and foremost, I'm from Guadalajara. I don't live in Mexico City, so I have no idea what stores are good in there. But the ones that I know here, I haven't visited them in like years. Before the pandemic started, It's been 4 years since I last went to one of those video game stores. So I don't know if they're still there. I don't know if they're any good, or if they're better than before, or worse than before. So, yeah. Sorry, man. What is your biggest talent? I don't think that's up for me to decide. I'm an author and a YouTuber and a musician, but I know for a fact that I suck at music. But I don't know... I just don't know, how to... What's my best talent? I have no idea. I don't think I'm the one who should be answering that. IB, can you recommend any game similar to Terranigma but heavier on the RPG elements, builds, stats, equipment, upgrades? How about the Mana series? Have you tried the Mana series? Trials of Mana, both the original or the remake. I guess Secret of Mana. Those games have more RPG elements than Terranigma or Illusion of Gaia. Try Illusion of Gaia, but Illusion of Gaia is a little bit more like Terranigma by the same developers. There's a lot, but I'm not sure if your question... I'm not sure if you're asking only about 16-bit JRPGs or 18, or 18. Or 32, or what generation, I recommend the Mana series. They have way more RPG elements. Yeah, we were just talking about the mature JRPGs video. Like I was saying, I think the main reason why the video did very well is because it's just a lot of people were very curious to see what I was going to show on the video. They probably thought I was going to show some, I don't know, PORN or some gore or some really banned video games. I don't know what they were expecting, but they clicked on it and the video went viral. What is the difference between an action JRPG and a hack and slash? So a hack and slash doesn't have a lot of RPG elements. Its main focus is pretty much on killing enemies with your weapons equipped, and that's it. There is barely any level progression. There is barely any story, any character development. There is no going from town to town or talking to people or reading a lot of dialogue. It's just straight up action with... well, they're called hack and slash because they use swords or any blade type of weapon, to attack enemies, right? That's pretty much the only difference. I know a lot of action games nowadays or hack and slash games have a lot of RPG elements, and the line has begun to blur. A lot of people can't tell the difference between an action JRPG and a modern hack and slash game. Take God of War, for example, the newest God of War games, the previous one in Ragnarok. What are they? Are they action RPGs? Are they action adventure games? Are they hack and slash? Because the original God of War games were hack and slash, right? So what the hell are they nowadays? So it's just developers nowadays mix a lot of elements, and it's gotten to the point where people just can't really say this game is a hack and slash and that's it. No, this game is everything. A hack and slash, an adventure game, a visual novel, a strategy game, or it's like a mix of genres galore nowadays. So it's really hard to distinguish both them. But I don't know, pick any action RPG from the PS2 era and below. I don't know, take this for example. Take this, right? This is an action RPG. You fight with sword or a spear or an axe. You fight with a blade weapon. But then take a game like Devil May Cry or God of War, the original games on the PS2. I mean, the difference is pretty notorious, abysmal, the difference. Anybody can tell them apart. But nowadays, what differentiates a game like God of War Ragnarok versus Elden Ring or I don't know, Star Ocean the Divine Force? It's like you can do a lot of similar things in both games, right? Just saying. I've never beaten a Zelda game. To whoever was asking that question, I've never beaten a Zelda game. I got far, well, not too far into A Link to the Past, and that was it. Oh, also got far into Zelda 2 on the NES when I was little with my brother, but we never beat it. Such a hard-ass game. Have you ever considered playing non-JRPGs or RPGs on your channel? Oh yeah, I have streamed before, a lot of them, and I have a few videos about non-RPG games. I did a video on my favorite non-RPG game on every console, my favorite game on every genre. I remember doing one called Top 10 Games with RPG Elements, but are not RPGs, And I've streamed a bunch of games. Hell, I streamed Little Nightmares. I did a full playthrough of it on this very same channel, I think about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I don't remember. But yeah, this channel is RPG oriented, and if I start making non-RPG content, people are just gonna leave. This year, are you getting the Series X or the PS5? Nah, I don't need them, No, probably not. Unless they drop in price considerably, like $300. Thanks again, Natural X. Your time has come, Eric. Final Fantasy X, Zelda, and Kingdom Hearts. What do you mean? You want me to stream those games, or what? What? What's your opinion on trophy collecting hunting? Do you consider yourself to be a trophy hunter? No, I've never given a rat's ass about trophies, and completing 100% games and all that jazz. Maybe I cared before when I had more time and I was younger and I was like 20 years old. And I completed games like Chrono Cross, Valkyrie Profile 2, Grow Lancer, Heritage of War. I did everything you can do in those games, you know, but a long time ago I just stopped caring. And trophies, I've never given a rat's ass about them. And I have no opinion on that, you know, whoever likes doing that, you know, everybody has different ways to enjoy games. Do you think there are way too many games trying to be Souls-like? Oh man, thanks for asking. Yes, fucking yes. Way too fucking many. And there's also way too fucking many games trying to be Chrono Trigger. God damn it. Or trying to be Zelda. Jesus. Or Castlevania. Or Metroidvania. Way too many. Have you tried the One Piece Odyssey demo? Oh, there's a demo. I didn't know. Listen, I'm not a fan of One Piece. I don't really care. But if it's a JRPG, I gotta give it a try to see if it's something that I'll enjoy and then in the future I can play and maybe recommend, right? Maybe I'll give it a try. I didn't know there was a demo. Is there a demo? I don't think so, right? Do you guys know if there's a demo for the Persona 4 and 3 remasters? Or Fire Emblem Engage? I'd love to try a demo out of those. Just let me know, right? I'm really interested in a demo for those games. I don't think they'll get a demo. Fire Emblem never gets any demos out, I think. Maybe in Japan only. And the Persona remasters, Atlus very rarely releases demos. Rarely, very rarely. I don't care for One Piece, but it's really good. Okay, man, I'll play the game. I've been avoiding Bravely Default 2. The job system is amazing. Oh, I'm not the biggest fan of job systems. Huh. So I don't know a lot of games that are similar to it. I'm more of a class system, and I know the two terms get often confused. Not confused, more like developers don't give a shit and call everything. Sometimes they call it a class system when it's actually a job system. But to me, a class system is the one where your characters stay in the same kind of job and they just evolve. Like in Fire Emblem, you evolve from an archer to a sniper, but you're still a character wearing bows, right? And in a job system, that's when you are an archer and you can change into a swordsman or a mage, you know? Those are the ones I don't really like. Do you like the Yakuza series? Yes. I want to talk a little bit about something that happened in this game, but I'm just gonna wait a little bit more. I know Like a Dragon Ishin is a different game. Just give me 1 sec. Did you play Chained Echoes? No, I didn't. I just know that the entire internet was talking about it last month. And it was universally praised. So I'll probably get to it at some point. Do you like the Monster Hunter games? No, not really. I'm not a fan here. Not really. Dragon Quest VII has a job system. Yes, I remember, and I played that so long ago. All I remember is that it just wasn't as never mind, I don't even remember. I never beat that game, the PlayStation version, the original version. I made it far. I put like 20 something hours into it, and I never beat it. Will you buy the Xbox Series X? I don't think so. Thank you, Juan. What do you expect in 2023, especially for your channel and second channel? So I don't know if you've noticed, I'll answer the second channel one first. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm starting to re-upload my old Let's Play, the ones that were called Erick, Landon RPG Plays. All those videos that are unlisted on my main channel, I'm starting to delete them from this channel and re-upload them on my second channel. So my expectations for this year for that second channel is just that, you know, keep uploading those old Let's Play streams so they can be available to the public without fucking up my main channel. and keep making some clips from these Q&As, keep uploading them on my second channel. That's pretty much the content that will be available the entire year. And for my main channel, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do something different or if I'm gonna set up any goals. The one goal that I have is to reach 100,000 subscribers. I hope I can reach that goal this year. And the rest of all I got is to keep making videos, to improve the content. Moving out of here soon. In fact, I have over 100 people watching. This might be a good time to tell you guys that this might be the last time I stream a Q&A in this house. I'm moving out soon. Hopefully next week. That's right. So, oh my god, yeah, this is the last Q&A in this house. Holy shit. I'll probably have the same background. I'll probably keep streaming Q&As on the new house with this in the background and my posters and shit. So there's not gonna be a lot of difference, but maybe, who knows, maybe there'll be a big difference. But yeah, this is the last Q&A in this fucking house. Oh yeah. But anyway, to answer your question, I haven't set up any goals yet. I don't have a lot of expectations. The only expectation that I have is to reach 100,000 subscribers before the year ends. I'm doing pretty well. I currently have like 89,000 and something, so hopefully I can reach that goal soon. But other than that, I have no other goals. But I will, probably. Once I move out of here, let me move into my new house first, to the new place soon, and I'll come up with something. What anime will you... Thanks again, Natural X. What anime would you like a JRPG from? I'd like a Claymore anime. It would probably be a Musou style anime or hack and slash type of anime, an action RPG. But I would love to see an anime, a JRPG based on Claymore. I love Claymore. Any games you are anticipating? You probably didn't watch my video. I made a video called Top 10 Upcoming JRPGs I'm excited for. And you can see there my 10 most anticipated JRPGs of this year. Have you ever dropped a game because you didn't know what to do or where to go? Multiple times, yeah. Well, I have dropped a game, but there's a lot of guides and walkthroughs online. So, yeah. You always know what to do or where to go. I've dropped the games that were just very, very frustrating or very cheap. That the boss fight was just fucking ridiculous. Or that I wasn't enjoying the game that much and I reached a point like that where I just didn't know what to do or where to go. And I was like, man, this game is not that good, so why bother? And I ditched it. So yeah, the answer is yes, but I usually drop games that are just very frustrating or kind of bad or just straight up extremely difficult or very, very fucking grindy. But dropping a game because I don't know what to do or where to go, that's pretty rare because the internet tells you where to go or what to do all the time. I'm still in Mexico, yes, and I will continue in Mexico. In this city. Why don't you try Twitch streaming? I don't like their business model. Twitch keeps 50% of every donation and subscription. 50%. And I just don't like that. I think that's too much. We are the ones doing all the work. And they keep half of it. I don't know. A lot of people dig it. I just don't. And like I was saying earlier, like half an hour ago, I am not the biggest fan of streaming video games. I'm not that good at them. And a lot of JRPGs have a lot of talking during the first 2 hours, and a lot of people get bored. They want to see the action, So yeah, let's plays and those type of video game live streams. I'll be back soon. I'll probably finish Tales of Berseria. But yeah, it's just not my forte. It's not my favorite thing to do as a content creator. It doesn't matter if I'm doing it on Twitch or YouTube, or it's just something that I enjoy doing it, but to a certain extent, I don't love doing it. Oh, and yeah, thanks, Red Straters. Yeah, I tried Twitch a long time ago and it failed badly. I had like 5 people watching them. Congrats on the new house. Oh, it's just the place I'm moving in. Don't you think Soul Hackers 2 is lackluster in terms of the stereotypical characters and story? No. I think the only thing I found Soul Hackers 2 to be lackluster in is in the visuals. But not lackluster, it was just different. You know, it just wasn't as dark this time. This time it was more colorful, and it just, you know, at some parts it just didn't feel like a Shin Megami Tensei game, but that's about it, you know. I think a lot of people have gotten a bad influence from, I mean, not a bad influence, like a lot of influencers spoke poorly of that game, and you got that in your head already when you're playing certain games, and then because of what they said, you start seeing the same things, and you start focusing on that. I don't know, I played Soul Hackers 2 with a completely open mind and with low expectations, and it helped me a lot in appreciating the game and about what it was trying to do. So I really enjoyed Soul Hackers 2. It's no masterpiece, it's not wow, it blew me away. No, but I think it's an excellent game. I don't think it's lackluster, you know, it's just... Well, there's one thing that it is lackluster in that, and that is the dungeon design in the Soul Matrix. Everywhere you go, the labyrinths look the same. But let me tell you something, if you play the original game on the 3DS, the majority, I mean, it's a first-person dungeon crawler, the majority of the dungeons look the same. You often explore dungeons and facilities in Soul Hackers 1, and it's just fucking the same over and over and over again, you know, you just get tired of that. And Soul Hackers 2 did the same with the Soul Matrix dungeons. It was just like, Other than that, it's a fantastic game. I don't see any lackluster qualities, but I mean, characteristics. Other than that, you getting Trials to Asher? Yes, I am. What are some of your favorite RPG companies? Squaresoft, the good old Squaresoft, Atlus. I can't pronounce Atlus the American way, sorry. I say Atlus all the time, not Atlus, fuck, Atlus! Well, more like I pronounce it the Spanish way, Atlus. I can't... You know, I have very mixed feelings about Square Enix, you guys know that. Sega, I also kind of have mixed feelings, but yeah, I'm a Sega fan. NIS America, Tecmo Koei when they release something that I care about. Because they release a lot of freaking Dynasty Warriors games and Musou games every year. Those are among my favorites. Level 5. Oh, if we're talking about developers, you know, I think my favorite developers, well, they kind of don't exist in the way they did back in the day, but that was Konami because of Suikoden. But I'm praising some of my favorite developers are the people who worked on the Suikoden games, not Konami. I hope I made myself clear. What else? I used to be, well, I still am a big fan of Team Careersoft. They no longer exist. They pretty much merged with Atlus, but they are the developers of Devil Survivor 1 and 2, Grow Lancer, the entire series. Big fan. But nowadays they've merged with Atlus, and the developers are all over the place. Others among my favorites are, I love Lancarse, I love Sega, I really like Sega, Atlus, you know, I love Shin Megami Tensei, massive fan. I'm not sure if I can say that I love Intelligent Systems. I love the old Fire Emblem games, but the newer ones are kind of like, some are really good, some are not really good. But I'm still a die-hard fan of Fire Emblem, so that makes me automatically a big fan of Intelligent Systems. because they're so intelligent nowadays. CyberConnect 2, I'm a massive Dot Hack fan. Bandai Namco, I love the Tales studio, I love Tales. You guys know that. Oh, the music in the background right now. Oh, it's the one that I always use at the end of the Rage Quit videos. That's right. This is from... I don't even remember that game. It's a stupid game. Really stupid game. It was really fun. But it's actually from Project Cross Zone 2. There's a world where you visit with the characters and the music starts playing. That's how I met this theme. It's a dumb music. I don't remember the name in English of that game, of the game it belongs to. How much hours did you play per day? Do you play per day? I say that because I love JRPGs, but I can't play that much. Well, I used to play way more back in the day because this wasn't my job. Now that this is my job, I only play like two hours a day. Depending on the game I'm playing, you know, sometimes I'm playing games that are not really that addictive, and they're great, but they aren't that great, you know. So that's when I start playing only like 2 hours a day or maybe less. But when I was playing this, for example, I was playing like 4 hours a day. Yeah, it was the game was so good that it just kept me going over and over and over until I beat it. But yeah, I think 4 hours is probably my max, my top per day. Have you played the TurboGrafx CD version of Ys 4? No, wait, not on the TurboGrafx. I emulated that game just for a bit, just to see how it played and how it looked. Are there any developers you would like to interview in the near future? Oh man, a lot. I'd love to interview, and this is not a developer, but I'd love... My dream interview is with Yasunori Mitsuda, the music composer. That's my dream interview, man. Just having the pleasure to ask one question live, you know, in person or on Zoom or Skype to that guy, that's my dream interview. But yeah, I would love to interview a lot of developers, but I'm not really an interviewer. If I had access, I think I do. I think if I start reaching out to certain developers right now at this point of my career, a lot of them will say yes, but I'm just not an interviewer. Okay, I'm just not. But I'd love to interview a bunch of them. I'd love to interview Yoshitaka Murayama, the guys from CareerSoft. I'd love to interview Hironobu Sakaguchi and ask him what the fuck is going on. Like, why did he abandon the console market? For the past 10 years, he's done nothing but mobile games, and I'm just not a fan of that. I'd love to ask him that. Have you beaten Xanadu Next? Is that the one that came out on PC, on Steam, and also on the N-Gage, I think? I haven't played it. Which do you prefer more, mainstream JRPGs or indie JRPGs? Mainstream. Indie JRPGs, the majority of them are a love letter to this or that. That's their first big problem. And their second biggest problem is that they just don't have enough people to test their games. So they always end up having some glitches or some technical issues, or they always end up being stupidly difficult and unbalanced, like greatly unbalanced in some bosses or certain areas, or they just don't want to be. I mean, there's a lot of pressure nowadays because of people. A lot of people just want to play hard games, and if your game isn't hard enough, they give you shit. So what do these indie developers do? They try to make their games extremely fucking hard, but they fail. Instead of making them challenging and good, they make them frustratingly hard. So I wish I could say I prefer indie RPGs because I'm an independent artist myself, you know, but I think mainstream JRPGs are still better. What is your favorite Yasunori Mitsuda track? probably the Vortex Dimension from Chrono Cross, also known as Cleft of Dimensions. Tetsuya Takahashi, I'd love to interview that guy and ask him about Xenogears. I'd probably ask him about a lot of questions about Xenoblade. I would ask him why the hell isn't Xenoblade Chronicles X on Switch yet. But I'd love to ask him all sorts of questions about Xenogears and Xenosaga. What has been your favorite romance in a game? I know this answer will sound very cheesy, but I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a big fan of Squall and Rinoa in Final Fantasy VIII. That was my favorite for a long time. Zidane and Garnet too. But in the end, I think the best romance ever is Kid and Surge from Chrono Cross. It's just that relationship right there, and the ending, freaking heartbreaking ending, man. It's just that's my favorite couple. Because a lot of JRPGs nowadays, like the Trail series, for example, they just don't have a canon romance. You're the guy and you get to choose between 10,000 stupidly hot girls. So it's not the same anymore. I prefer the old formula where the main characters are the main couple of the game. I come from that era and, it's just nostalgia, right? So yeah. There's a lot of romances that are kind of weird. This is one of them, Jack and Ridley from Radiata Stories. Can you see this? And it's getting dark here. Yes, you can. Yeah, I like this romance, but it's kind of like weird. It's just... Yeah. Surge and Kid from Chrono Cross. It's not 100% a romance. I'm not gonna say Faye and Ellie. Amazing romance, thanks man. Yeah. Faye and Ellie from Xenogears, and that is a real romance. I mean, should I spoil what happens? Not at the ending. Halfway through the game, I'm not gonna say it. Well, somebody else will say it in the comments. I'm not gonna spoil what happens. Alphen and Shion. Well, we're gonna talk about couples again. Didn't we do this 2 streams ago? What ending did you get in SMT5? Almost all of them. I didn't get the true ending because I couldn't beat Shiva. My character and my demons were level 96. And I even had to play it on easy difficulty and I still couldn't beat Shiva. Several tries, several attempts, and I just gave up. I was like, fuck this shit, man. But I got the other 3 endings. And I don't know which one is my favorite ending, considering... I mean, if there's one thing... No, never mind. I don't think the endings in Shin Megami Tensei 5 were that great. And the other 3 endings are kinda the same. You just get an explanation of what your character did afterwards. And that's it. There's not really a big difference between each ending, in terms of scenes and characters. And obviously one character dies and the others live. Of the other characters, you know the drill, right? Without spoiling anything. So I just can't pick one specific ending and say that was my favorite. I'm not saying the endings were disappointing, but it's just Shin Megami Tensei. Usually the endings are not the highlight of the game. It's just getting to that ending. That the journey towards that ending, that's what makes Shin Megami Tensei interesting. But once you get the ending, it's like, oh yeah, whatever, next. The next ending, let's go to the next ending. Let's go get the next ending, and so on. Which JRPGs have the best art styles that you like the most? I've been asked that question before, and I think one of my... Well, that's a question that has 2 answers. If you're asking about backgrounds and just the overall art style in general, that's one thing. And then another thing is the character design, how the characters look. Their 3D models or just the 2D art style, in terms of 2D art style and 3D models and whatever, I like Fire Emblem on the Game Boy Advance. All 3 of them, I love the design of those characters. I'm really liking this one, the art style in Tactics Ogre. Even the original, in this remaster or the original versions, I think the art style is beautiful. But to answer your question, I think my favorite art style will always be Vanillaware. Always, man. vanilla were Odin's Sphere, Dragon's Crown. Well, Dragon's Crown was kind of weird. But, it was still beautiful, Grim Grimoire, 13 Sentinels. They're just overly beautifully looking games and very appealing to the eye. They're just fantastic, man, Vanillaware. I think that's my favorite. Those JRPGs have my favorite art style. Do you have a favorite Western RPG? Yes, I think I do. That'll be Dragon Age Origins or Inquisition. I can't pick because I think Origins has a better story and characters, but Inquisition has better gameplay. So I'm not sure which one, but Dragon Age, those two games are my favorites. I also really like our Reckoning, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Fantastic game, it's not no masterpiece, but it's really, really good. And there are other RPGs that weren't made in Japan, but they aren't really Western styles, like Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. This fucking game, I'm a freaking addict to this game. Love it. This is from Canadian studio Capybara, I think, published by Ubisoft on the Nintendo. This came in everywhere back then. Nintendo DS. I think it's on the PSP. This is the only physical version. PSP, PS3, Xbox 360, Steam, phones, microwaves, calculators. Thank you, Chris Tiki. Unreal on a Friday. I know, it was unexpected. I wanted this to be a surprise. I didn't tell anybody. I just clicked on the streaming button and that's it. I'm here. And I was going to wait until Sunday, but I don't think I'll be able to do this on Sunday. And plus, I didn't do a video today. There was nothing for today, so I decided to go live. So, I'm sorry if you answered this already, but what is the first JRPG of 2023 you're going to get? I'll probably get... Since I'll get no review codes from... I don't get any review codes from Atlus anymore after what happened. And Nintendo, they don't... I think the first one that I'll probably get is Trails from Azure. Or probably Trails from Azure, but I'm not entirely sure yet. No Mass Effect. I tried the first one and I just couldn't get into it. Yeah, I know everybody tells me, oh, try the second one, but you need to play the first one to understand the second one. And I'm that guy. You guys know me, I'm that guy. I like to start from the beginning. So yeah, I'll probably never play Mass Effect 2. I know it's a Souls type game, but are you interested in Wo Long? Never heard of it. Is that an upcoming game? I haven't heard of it, and I'm probably not because, like you said, I'm not a Souls type of fan. The only Souls-like game that I like is Code Vein, but it's just the rest are nah. Not getting Fire Emblem Engage next week? Nope, I'm not. I'm not gonna pay $80 for a game that it just looks like trash, man. Maybe once I get it and play, I'll love it, and I'll come here saying, hey, this game was so freaking good after all, it surpassed my expectations. I was wrong, the game was awesome. Maybe, and I actually hope that happens. But right now I'm not gonna spend money in a game that it looks like something that I just don't really care for. Do you like JRPG video game franchises? Or do you think some games should be continued to one game or two? I like both. I like both. What can I say? I'm a big fan of both. I have no preference. It's always better to have, standalone games like what Vanillaware does, for example, or some Tri-Ace games. They're standalone. So that way it's easier to get into them. Because with JRPG series, there are like the Trails series, a lot of people have the same problem. They see all these awesome games being showed and praised on YouTube videos and on the internet, and they want to get into them, but then they find out they need to start with Trails in the Sky, and then Trails from Zero, and then... I know it's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. But I think I do prefer a little bit more standalone titles than sequels and prequels and whatnot. But I love those as well. What name do you use in games? Oh, I always use Erick or Roxy. Roxy is a character that I created when I was 12 years old, I think, in middle school. I was drawing some comics. I sucked at drawing comics. That's why I became an author and not a manga artist or a comic artist. But it was just a character. The name was Roxy with a C and a K, not Roxy with an X. Roxy, Rocksy, Roxy. So that's why I've used other names too. If you're asking that question because of the gameplay footage you've seen in my video, sometimes I use other names. I need to record something really quick and I just put whatever name. But usually it's Erick or Roxy. What's your expectation this year about Final Fantasy 16? I have no expectations. I lost all expectations with Final Fantasy many, many years ago. So I know I'm gonna sound rude, but I just don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy anymore. I stopped giving one a long time ago. One day I'll try Final Fantasy 16, or if there's a demo, I'll give it a try, and that's about it. What would you like to see in the next Vanillaware game? First and foremost, I hope they just don't politicize the game like they did with 13 Sentinels. There was something woke in there that I just found weird in the localization. The original version was better. No complaints there, but the localization was kind of like, fuck you, Atlus. Fuck you, Atlus. Why do you change things just to appeal to a certain audience? I mean, they did the same with Persona many, many years ago, 20, 30 years ago probably. The original Persona, like, what's up with that? Why change that, you know? That's just political bullshit, man. So I just hope that doesn't happen, first and foremost. And the second thing that I'm expecting, you know what? I want to see a turn-based RPG. Or a grid-based strategy RPG. Something turn-based, strategy or regular turn-based. They've never done one. They did Princess Crown, well that was Atlus, you know, but that was a 2D action RPG. Odin Sphere, 2D action RPG. Green Grimoire, that was a real-time strategy game. And then Dragon's Crown, 2D action RPG. Muramasa, action RPG. So they do a lot of action RPGs. And then they released 13 Sentinels, and that was a real-time strategy RPG. That was interesting. So I'd like to see now a turn-based RPG. Even if it's just turn-based, you know, regular turn-based with a twist. And or a grid-based strategy RPG like Fire Emblem or Tactics Ogre, Final Fantasy Tactics, you know. I'd like to see that, something like that from Vanillaware. When did the faith in the FF series... that was when they released this garbage. When this came out, I was like, Final Fantasy is dead. And then Final Fantasy 12 came out, and I was impressed. I was like, oh, wait a second, this is really good. But it just doesn't feel like a Final Fantasy game anymore. That's when I said... And then Final Fantasy 13 came out, and I was like, holy shit, man. They went into a completely different direction. Or you could say that my faith in Final Fantasy died when its creator and author, Hironobu Sakaguchi, left. Do you prefer short or long JRPGs? I don't have a problem with either. I like both. I have no preference. Do you like Dead Space? Ah, man, no. It's not that I don't like it. It's that I never really gave it a chance. I want to give it a chance. I know there's a remake coming up soon. Maybe I'll get into it. Maybe. Are there any stories from Mexican folklore you think will make good JRPGs? Some of them, you know, there's been some JRPGs already that mixed in some Mexican stuff. Like Tombs and Treasure from Falcom on the NES. There's been some Mexican characters. There's one in Sakura Wars, So Long My Love on the Wii and PS2. But you know, a JRPG about Mexican folklore and shit, it will be interesting. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of my own country's culture or folklore, to be completely honest. You know, but maybe a Dia de Muertos JRPG. A JRPG inspired by that, you know, that would be very interesting. Yeah. Which JRPG obsessed you at the point you looked for theories online and stuff like that? Chrono Cross. Yeah, I looked for a lot of theories. I was like, man, I gotta know more, and I read everything that I could. Yeah, that was, yeah. All this Grim Fandango, you're right. An RPG based on that. There's a game already. Most anticipated game of 2023, probably Eiyuden Chronicle or Trails from the Reverie. Is 10. I'm not sure if that game will be released this year. It probably will in Japan, just not in the West. Do you think Persona 6 will ever exist? Yes. Why? I mean, why not? I just hope... I mean, it's Atlus and they will probably keep it turn-based. But, yeah, I mean, yes. I don't think it will probably exist. It will definitely exist. Good, thanks, man. You played Chained Echoes? Nope. I know everybody's recommending that game. I'll play it, don't worry. Because I really want to make a video about indie RPGs this year. That's one of my goals, to finally make that video happen. I have a lot of games that I want to put there. But I need one more that is like really, really good. Maybe Chained Echoes will be that game. But I haven't played it. But I will. Have you tried Phantom Dust? Nope, never heard of it. Are you a Hideo Kojima fan? No, not really. I'd like to see a movie or something like that, but I'm not a fan of his games. Metal Gear Solid, you know, not really. Boktai on the Game Boy Advance, couldn't really get into them. I love Lunar Nights on the Nintendo DS, but that's barely Kojima. Death Stranding, wow, that was fucking boring. Best lore in a video game ever for you. Suikoden, I made a video on my second channel about that. Suikoden has the best lore. You know, the entire series, you know, that's the best lore out there for me. Well, still, you know, a lot of people say that things like that, it's a shame that a lot of people hate Chrono Cross. But still, Chrono Cross has millions of fans, and it sold millions of copies, and it was a commercial and critical success. So let haters gonna hate, let them hate. They're hating on an overly successful game. Are there any JRPGs that were not localized and you had to use an emulator? Yeah, I just made a video about that a few days ago on my main channel, a top 10. I want to talk about a little bit about that top 10 to avoid confusion. Wow, it's getting very freaking dark here. Wow. Give me 1 second, guys. It's so fucking dark. One moment. I'm back. Yeah, it looks like shit. But it doesn't matter, you know, I usually don't stream. I don't have any lighting equipment. Hey, somebody was asking about my goals for 2023 in regards with my channel. That's one of my goals, to finally buy some lighting equipment so I don't have to depend on natural light coming from the window. And this looks horrible, but sorry guys. I'm still here, and I'll answer your goddamn questions. So what was I saying? I was saying something about the Tuesday's video. It's a re-upload, but with some other stuff. The thing is that the original video I did 2 years ago, it was called Top 10 Best Only in Japan Sequels. I mean, JRPG sequels that never came out of Japan. And in that video, there was Trails from Zero and Azure. So the video didn't make any sense because now it's outdated, right? I mean, I have a lot of videos like that have outdated content, but that video was a failure, and I kind of wanted an excuse to re-upload something that I thought was good, because it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's one of those videos where you guys get to learn about JRPGs you probably didn't even know existed. And a lot of the games, if not all of them, the majority of them are fan translated, so you can emulate them no problem. And another thing is that Growlancer 6 got a translation last year, and in that video I said that it was probably never going to be fan translated. So some hackers out there proved me wrong. Thank you, hackers. But I couldn't play the game because it just wouldn't work on my PS2. So to avoid confusion, the video from 3 days ago is a re-upload, but I changed some things and I included Mother 3. Mother 3 was there on the Game Boy Advance. It's fan translated, anybody can play it, emulate it, and Nintendo still to date refuses to localize it. Even though there's like millions of fans out there worldwide. That's just money sitting right there, Nintendo. That's just fucking completely wasted money right there. But I just want to say that in case you watched the video and you were like, I kinda remember this video. Yes, it was a re-upload, but with a few changes, like Mother 3 being there. Have you played Undertale? No, I've never played Undertale. Never. I should try it. I know, but I've never played it. What is your favorite unit type in Fire Emblem games? I love archers and myrmidons that later change into swordsman, swordmaster. You know, I love that. You know, but probably snipers are my favorites. Snipers are so freaking broken every time, or maybe I'm just too damn good and I break them. You know, nah. I love snipers. I think they're probably my favorites. I just love the little animations of them when they do a critical attack. Same with Swordmaster. You know, it's just awesome. Mages are also really good. Do you like Katamari Damacy? Oh no, I played one on the PS2 some time ago, and nah, not a fan. I don't dislike them, but nah. Would you consider the story from the Wutawa Erumono games among the very best? Among the very best of what? Of this generation, or the best out there of all time, of all stories? Probably... Maybe, yeah, I wouldn't put them in a top 10. But maybe in a top 20. Of all time, best JRPG stories of all time, probably top 20. Not top 10, I don't think so. And are the Mask games significantly better than Prelude? Yeah, in almost everything, but there's the one difference, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a world of a difference for a lot of people, is that Prelude to the Fallen has more missions, more gameplay than reading, and Mask of Deception and Truth. Man, sometimes you can be reading for like 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours of just dialogue until you get your next mission. And in Prelude to the Fallen, it was at max, it was like 2 hours of just reading. The majority of the time was mission, 1 hour of dialogue, mission, 1 hour of dialogue, rinse and repeat. That's the only thing where Prelude to the Fallen is better, in my opinion, than the other two games. But in everything else, yeah, the other two, the Mask games, are significantly better, like you say. What would you prefer more, Parasite Eve remake or a direct sequel? There is already a direct sequel on the PS1. It wasn't that good. So I think a reboot... No, scratch that. A remake will be fine as long as they keep the battle system untouched. Because if they're gonna make it a freaking third-person shooter or an action RPG, I mean, it's Square Enix we're talking about, so... But a remake with the same battle mechanics will be my pick. Any excitement for Final Fantasy 16, or do you expect it will disappoint? I don't think it's going to disappoint, but I'm not excited for it. Oh, the Wyvern riders in Fire Emblem. Not always, you know. I've seen some Wyvern riders in Fire Emblem that are not that great, but they're usually pretty good units, yeah. Are you interested in playing the new One Piece RPG? Now I am. Someone told me there's a demo out, so I'll probably download it and play it. I'm not interested in One Piece, the anime itself, but I'm interested about the RPG. What kind of game is it? Is it an open world action RPG? If it is, I'm not sure. Is it a good thing that the weapon triangle mechanic is back for Fire Emblem Engage? That's a great thing, actually. He was all over the place in Three Houses. He was like, man, what's going on here? Yeah, I'm glad it's back. Thoughts about the possible Final Fantasy IX remake? I don't really give a shit because they turned Final Fantasy VII into an action RPG and they changed a lot of the story. So they'll probably do the same with Final Fantasy IX, so I don't give a shit. I already answered that question in a video on my second channel. Do you think if Final Fantasy VII Remake had an updated turn-based system like in Yakuza 7, it would be better? Yes, the answer is yes. It never should have been action. Changing genres for remakes is just no. I don't like that. One Piece is turn-based. Wow, One Piece is turn-based. Now I'm interested. It's there's this Musou style of game released like recently from One Piece, and I thought it was gonna be the same, but it's turn-based. That's awesome. Do you have any interest in Forspoken? A little bit, not a lot, but yeah, it looks interesting. I'm not too excited. Oh, there's a demo on Dragon Quest Treasures. I haven't tried it. I'll download it. I like Erick's sister. I was just talking about Monochrome Mobius about an hour ago, and I'm not gonna check it out until it comes to a console in English. You know, I could have gotten a review code for that game, for Monochrome Mobius, you know, but I didn't ask for one because it's for PC only, you know, and it's just no. I want a PS4 release in English. Which RPG have you finished more times? Chrono Cross. Oh, there's also a demo for Forspoken. Lots of demos, huh? I'll download them all and make a big stream out of them, maybe. No promises. One Piece Unlimited is like how Dragon Quest XI is, alright? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. I mean, there's a demo, that's got me excited. Yes, there's a turn-based RPG on the 3DS based on One Piece. Nobody knows that game. Romance Dawn. That's the subtitle. It did come out in North America. And it's okay. The combat is pretty interesting. It reminds me of Yakuza Like a Dragon. You know, but it's okay. It's an okay game. It's not wow. Are you looking forward to Octopath Traveler 2? You bet your ass I am, my man. Big fan of the original. So yes, really looking forward to the sequel. Do I think if Ubisoft will go bankrupt? I don't think so. If an RPG was made out of sandwiches, what would be your favorite sandwich character? I don't know. How about a hamburger character? Ubisoft, huh? It's gotten too late to talk about this. Is it too late to talk about this? There's barely any light. I know what to do. Is this better? No. Fuck. Whatever, I still look like ass. Guys, I do recommend this JRPG a lot. But, there's one thing you should know. A lot of people already know this. But I think you should know that there's a massive, ridiculous difficulty spike in Chapter 12. There's a lot of chapters. This is a long game. And it's an open world game. Yeah, this is one of those games where you'll probably be putting hundreds of hours. You know, I only put 41 because I stuck with the main story. But I did a lot of side quests. This is one of those games where if you run into a scene accidentally, you automatically watch that scene. And sometimes you're like convinced. The game convinces you to make the side quest, to do it, and you end up doing it. So I did a lot of side quests. I know that's really surprising because I usually stay away from side quests on my first playthroughs of JRPGs. But for some reason, this game was so good that I decided to do a lot of side stuff. And why am I bringing this up? Because you kinda do need to do some side quests in order to get more experience. There's you eventually get this side quest, this big side quest about how do you say this? Where you need to help people in trouble being bullied or threatened by other enemies, by bad people, and you need to beat the crap out of them, and you get a lot of money and experience. Not a lot of experience, but you get a lot of money for that. Because the weapon, the economy system in this game is garbage, everything is crazy expensive. Every single weapon, every single accessory, stupidly expensive, so you need a lot of money in this game. You need to be filthy rich in this game by the time you reach Chapter 12. In Chapter 12, you'll be probably, most of you will be level 30 something, and you'll get to a boss fight that I'm not gonna spoil. That boss fight will beat the crap out of you in seconds, and you'll notice that the bosses are level 50, so that's pretty much what you need to do. And there's an arena, and the characters tell you, hey, there's an arena we can go to before going to fight these bosses. So do it, play that arena, it's really useful, and you get tons of experience points. You level up after every battle, and if you complete it, you get awesome equipment, some of the best equipment in the game. And what I did was, my characters when I started in the arena were like level 33 or 32, some of them were level 32. So after finishing the arena a few times, I finished the whole arena. I think it's 30 floors I think. Each floor has only one fight. You don't need to explore anything. So once that happened, I beat the whole arena, and I started grinding on the last floors of the arena for a bit. So in like 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, I was rich, filthy rich, millions of yen in currency, and I have some of the best equipment in the game, and I was over leveled. I was like level 52, and when I got to that boss fight, it just made things way easier. That boss fight, even being over leveled, the boss fight was still pretty challenging, but I managed. It wasn't that challenging anymore. It wasn't that troublesome, so I made it through. And I want to talk about this because I know difficulty spikes like this turn off a lot of people. Hell, they turn me off. I don't know if you guys remember my rant on Shining Resonance Refrain. I got into a part where you needed to fight 3 hard battles in a row with only 2 characters, and I had those 2 characters severely underleveled, and it was just a pain in the ass, and I rage quit in the game. I was like, fuck this game, That could have happened to me with Yakuza Like a Dragon, had I not been warned by a friend of mine, and had I not read online that the game was infamous for that difficulty spike. It is a nasty spike. This is an amazing game, and I loved it, and I strongly recommend it, but that's bullshit. You don't do that to the player. You don't do nasty, super nasty spikes like that, It's just Sega, they're not gonna watch this video, but if some of Sega staff watches this, tell the developers to go to hell. Don't do that again. It's fucking frustrating, it's annoying, but at the same time, this game is so good that it's just worth putting up with. It's only going to take you 3 to 4 hours to complete the arena and grind everybody to level 50 something, and the rest of the game won't be a cakewalk. Don't worry, it'll still be challenging. Some bosses will still be kind of challenging, but it's just, you will encounter no spikes until the final boss. The final boss is bullshit, but it's the final boss. It can get away with being bullshit. But suffice to say that I didn't have to grind again until the final boss. Before the final boss, you can just go into this secret dungeon that unlocks in the first city of the game. And you fight these vagabonds. And they give they give like 500,000 points of experience, I'm not kidding. So just fight a bunch of them until you're like level 60 or 60 something, and then you beat the final boss, the end, and you'll watch a very emotional ending. The ending of this game made me cry. A fantastic story, guys. You know, this is one of the best stories, modern JRPG stories, and it is strongly recommended. So if you get to that difficulty spike, it is very worth training your characters and putting up with it. Don't rage quit in this game. Don't drop it. It's worth it. It's worth beating that spike and those bosses and continuing with the game until you beat it. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Great game. Back to your goddamn last questions. It's getting so late, you know, it's getting so dark here. You can barely see anything. Is there a JRPG that is not based on saving the world? There's some of them. Some JRPGs are there that I'm not gonna mention, because if I mention them, I will be spoiling the ending. But there are some JRPGs out there that are not about saving the world, but it's rare. I know the majority of them are about saving the world. Looking forward to Ishin. I don't know much about that Ishin game. Is it? But it doesn't look like a sequel to this or something like that. I think it's a different game by a different company. I don't know much about this Ishin game. Oh, the Pokemon games are not about saving the world. There you go. Have you played a classic RPG from SNES PS1 era that you played recently and thought, wow, yes, I get why this is a classic or good game? Not really. No. Oh, maybe there's one. But my answer is no for now. Are you aiming for 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year? Yes, that's my goal. I hope I can reach that number before the year ends. Hopefully we can make it happen together. Thanks. Are there any non-JRPGs that you were looking forward to? Non-JRPGs, like, okay. You know, last year I was really looking forward to A Plague Tale Requiem, the sequel to A Plague Tale Innocence, and it was only released on PS5 and Xbox Series X. No PS4 release. That disappointed me. So I'm looking forward to... No, none. I don't know. I don't know what non-JRPG games are going to be released this year that I might be interested in. Ishin is a remake of an old Yakuza that only came out in Japan, and it's not a JRPG. Thanks, man. I'm not interested. Harvest Moon, if you can call it an RPG, I don't. You know, but maybe they're not about saving the world. What about Room Factory? Are those about saving the world? I've never finished a single one of them. How about RPGs about destroying the world? Well, there's one. It's called Sense of Destruction on the Nintendo DS. But I never finished it, so I don't know if at the end they destroy the world or save it. But yeah, I can't think of a single JRPG that is about... Well, in a sense, Shin Megami Tensei is like that. Most Shin Megami Tensei games are not about destroying the world, but the world is already destroyed, and it's up to you, the player, to decide what to do with the world, how you want to reshape it, so you're not saving anything. There you go. Thank you, Dr. Keyblade. What are your thoughts on GrowLancer Generations? I strongly recommend it. The third one, because there's two games in there, GrowLancer 2 and 3, and the third one aged pretty decently. The second one not so much, but it didn't age badly. So yeah, Grow Lancer Generations, I strongly recommend it. I'm a massive fan of the series. But they're very hard. Grow Lancer 2 is very hard. One of the hardest strategy games on the PS2. It was supposed to be a surprise Q&A, a surprise Q&A live stream today. That's why I didn't tell you the goddamn dates. But it's gonna be back in February. Things will go back to normal. Don't worry. I'll go back to doing these live streams on Sundays. Are you going to watch the Nier anime? Holy crap, there's a Nier anime? I didn't know that. Wow. Then probably yes, if it's available. Will you recommend the Valkyrie Profile Lenneth port that just came out to PS4? I haven't tried it, but Valkyrie Profile Lenneth is a masterpiece, so yes. I don't know if the port is any good, or what changed, or I don't know. But I do recommend that game a lot. Nier Automata anime. Oh, and what's it gonna be about? Is it gonna be about 2B and the same story? If it's gonna be the same story, I mean, I'd rather just play the game. Or is it some kind of sequel to the game? Or yeah, I know about the Cold Steel anime. Yeah, I know about that one. I'll probably watch it. But my problem with Crunchyroll is that they charge you. It's like Netflix, and I don't want to pay for that, I didn't like the interface of Valkyrie Profile. What do you mean with the interface? The menus, the controls, how the character controls, the 2D platforming. Can't steal the hedgehog. Yeah, the Cold Steel anime is different characters, same universe. I think it's different characters, so that's worth watching because it's a different story with different characters. But okay, so the Nier Automata anime is following the story of the game, but adding the Pearl Harbor descent, Pearl Harbor, with A2 and her unit. So it's a prequel to the game? That's weird. I mean, the descent with A2, that's a flashback in the game, so okay. Yeah, I'm interested. Now you got my attention. I don't know if I'll watch it. I mean, do I want to watch it? Yes. Will I watch it? If it's free on Crunchyroll, then I probably will. Otherwise, I'll just wait for it to be available online for free, and I'll watch it. But I do want to watch it now. What are the JRPGs with the most fan service that are actually good? Trails, we're talking about Trails of Cold Steel. The Trail series, especially Cold Steel, have, wow, the 3D models. Wow. Holy crap, man. That is fan service implemented in a great story with great gameplay mechanics. So I think that's the best example, right? Well, there's a lot of them. Yeah, there's all these anime that I haven't watched. I don't watch a lot of anime, and I'm not gonna lie. Some guys are playing soccer outside of my house. What the hell is going on here? Let's put another song in here. Ah, Cold Steel song. There you go. A lot of questions about Final Fantasy 16. No, I'm not really interested in it. I don't really care about Final Fantasy anymore. I wanted to answer a question about thoughts about Front Mission 2 and 3 remakes. Why those two? Why didn't you ask about the first Front Mission? Is the first remake out? I don't even know. Is the first remake of the first Front Mission out yet? I'm interested, but I'm not a big fan of Front Mission. I like the third one, Front Mission 3 on the PS1. I liked it, but I never finished it. So I'm interested in the remakes, but who knows? You know, I'm just gonna have to give them a try. I'm not that super excited about them, but they're strategy RPGs, so naturally I'm attracted to them. Will you ever man up and play Dark Souls? There's no manning up here, man. I just find those games boring. How about this? When are you gonna man up and play something like this instead? There's a lot of really hard JRPGs that are really, really good. Dark Souls, it could be the easiest game ever made and I still wouldn't play it. I just don't care about the story, the huge lack of characters, the gameplay mechanics bore me. I don't like Dark Souls, and it's not because of the difficulty. Have you ever played Moonlighter? No, never heard of it. Will you be checking out Monster Menu Scavenger Cookbook? I saw something about that. Yes, guys, that's a game, and that's the name. It's a very silly game. I'm not sure if I'll check it out. I probably won't. No, I'm not getting Fire Emblem Engage on day one. I'm interested in the game because I'm a Fire Emblem fan, but I'm not gonna get it. I never played Final Fantasy XIV, so yeah. I want Final Fantasy. I want Hironobu Sakaguchi back on Final Fantasy. He's the mastermind of Final Fantasy. Without him, there is no Final Fantasy. Do you think we'll be the most up when you when we ever? No, I don't think so. You mentioned why Estelle didn't was on one of the X. What do you mean? What about Estelle? Estelle Bright from Turtles in the Sky? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games. I've never played them. I kind of want to, even though I'm not a fan of Star Wars. Will I be able to get into them? That's the question. Same with One Piece. One Piece, there's the demo, so I'm going to download the demo and give it a try. Especially because it's turn-based. I'm curious about that. But I'm not really a fan of Star Wars. I watched the movies and when I was little, and the euphoria died off quickly with me. You know, I just couldn't. I was never really a fan of Star Wars. So can I get into those games with that, not being a fan of the series? You know. What GPU do you have? I don't know. What's GPU? I may know the name in Spanish, but what does GPU stand for? What are you playing right now? Yes. Can you see it? Yeah. This was a fan sent this game to me, by the way. FF12KD. Thanks a bunch, man. Do you think we will get the announcement for Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered this year? Well, I think it depends on how well this game does, but you know, Final Fantasy Tactics, it's just, why haven't they done it already? Why? It blows my mind. Why? There's like 10 million fans out there who will be on the shut up and take my money attitude if that gets announced. That's just money sitting right there, Square Enix. Hell, I'll play it. I will play Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. I'm not sure if we're gonna get it this year, but maybe. Oh, a graphics card. Oh no, I don't have no idea. I don't play video games on my computer. I only play like old emulators, Game Boy Advance, and below that era. But not really. I have no idea what kind of graphics card do I use. If you're asking because the stream looks like shit right now, it's because it's dark and I only have one light above me, and it sucks. I know. I never do this. This is the reason why I never do these streams at this hour. This is why I always do them on Sundays at noon. But I didn't this time. Just needed to do something different, kind of a surprise live stream. How do you find time to work, rest, and juggle play video games? and research, write, edit your videos, well, you gotta understand that this is my job. That last part, play games, research, write, edit your video, that's my job, you know. Playing JRPGs is my job. There's your answer right there. I want a Parasite Eve remake as well. I want it too, but I just... Who do I need to beg to keep the battle system intact? Just don't give us a freaking third-person shooter. Like, you play the PSP game, and that's a good third-person shooter. That's a good game, you know, but that's a bad Parasite Eve. So, if they ever remake Parasite Eve, I don't think they will, because Square Enix thinks those types of battle mechanics are outdated for some reason. Maybe in Japan they are. But if they ever do it, I just hope they can keep the battle system intact. My voice is starting to die out. I didn't bring any water with me today. I forgot it downstairs. Damn. Last questions, guys. Oh, well, I'm about to leave anyway. Are there any books you'd like to see made into JRPG? I'm not sure. No, to be honest, I haven't read a book that's like... Mine? My own books? Terra Gaiden? This book? Well, you can't see it anymore. Anyway, so, you know... Nobody has asked yet, but I will say nonetheless. I know I promised that the Revenant Army will be English, translated to English last year. I couldn't make it. But my 10th anniversary as an author is coming up in March. And I'm planning on releasing the book in English for that particular date. March 2. March 2nd. So it's probably gonna be available in English on Amazon, in case you're interested, and that's a book that is influenced by JRPGs, by Fire Emblem and Suikoden. It's like that. It's a little bit like Terra Gaiden, if you've read it. And almost 10 years ago I published my first book, Prelude to Oblivion, which is only in Spanish, and since it's very, very short, it's a short book, 50 pages long, I think. You know, I'll probably translate it to English as well and release both books in less than 2 months. Are you willing to play the guitar for us? I did that last Q&A, the last one in December. The last of 2022, I played the guitar. So, you might want to give that one a watch. If you guys can't find the Q&A streams anymore because I unlist them after they're over, I'm gonna leave this one up for a while. But there's a playlist. You gotta go to my channel, to the playlist section, and then you'll see the Q&A live streams section, and you can watch every single Q&A live stream that I've done in my life. And you will find the one where I play the guitar. That was the last one. Congrats on 10 years. Thanks, man. It's been a long ride. Alright, so that's it, guys. That's it. My voice is dying, my throat is killing me already, so time for me to go. Play this game. Recommend it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and the next Q&A will be back on a Sunday. Don't worry, from now on. It's gonna be in not 15 days, 17 days, I'll be back. I don't think it'll still be January, the last days of January. Let me double check before I leave. So my next Q&A will be on Sunday 29, January 29. Yep, that's right, 29. At my usual 12 p.m. Central Time, noon, Mexico time. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.